Alright, so when I was younger, I used to addictively try to figure out things and how to become the most efficient at it. For some reason, that was like my jam, you know, figuring out the most efficient way. And even like something as simple as walking through a hallway. My mind, when I was younger, would think about step, 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 looking at the places where my feet gonna step, and all that kind of stuff. Like everything turned into the experience of trying to figure out the most efficient way to do things. Because when I was younger, I'd look at all these adults and I'd be like, well, what is something that is common within all of these people and all of their jobs? Well, they're doing something. And good people do things well. And doing things well, you do things efficiently. So I tried to figure that out, right? Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. Now, what was I talking about? Hold on. Oh, when I was younger, and I had these thoughts, I had these flow streams of guidance from my internal soul, from connective consciousness, I don't know. When I would have these thoughts and I would want to tell people, you know, tell these intricacies, for some reason I had this fear that it would go away. And I always wondered why I had this fear that if I told somebody, it would go away. The thought cycle, the flow state. Something clicked in my head, I don't know what it was, something clicked in my head. And I realized that each and every flow state, art, basketball, you know, any sport, music, your job, if you're really into it, you're in the flow, you're getting things done, you're efficient. What is the most efficient way to live life? Let's think about that. In another video, I said, you don't know that ant that's walking a millimeter in Africa. You don't know. But the essence of the universe, the experiential basis of all things, all these freaking trees, the pubes of Earth. Oh my gosh, United States, that is Earth now. Okay, never mind. These pubes are like the extension of nerves of Mother Earth, the core being of it all, right? These are the pubes. That pube, the essence of it all, if you think of life as a whole, nature itself, the structure of it, it knows. It knows that it has to grow the branch like that in order to get the most efficient sunlight, aka Fibonacci, you know, patterns and all that kind of stuff, fractalization. It knows. The coding of nature knows where to go to get the most sunlight based upon its current position. All right? So become nature. We've lost touch with nature. We've become clever. We've used our pretty damn relatively brilliant human minds to be clever and try to control, but the essence and the most efficient way to live life is through that flow state, bringing it back around. It's the flow state. It's the essence. It's the God state. It's the experiential nature of the human nature that we've probably lost because, goddamn, we are so much more powerful than all these people walking around. At least I am. Like, my life's freaking magic. It's like a fantasy. Like, it's kind of crazy. And I've hacked into this. I've hacked into that excitement. I've hacked into the nature of the universe, and I've allowed myself to become it, right? That's the efficiency. I found the efficiency. And I realized that, why did I have this feeling that when I would identify and I'd speak out and I'd make known the flow state in my head, now I know why I'd fear that. Because flow states stop. Flow states halt. Flow states just fucking go down the trash bin when you identify it. When you start to think you know what it's fucking doing, like playing basketball, drawing, right when you identify that line, right when you identify that crossover, right when you identify the word within your head as something, you can observe it, you can observe the crossover, you can observe the line you're drawing, you can observe the melody that you're playing on music, but you don't identify it. As soon as you identify, the flow state stops and you're back in that clever human mind that might be able to figure out, you know, the cleverest of them might be able to continue what seems to be like a flow state. But the flow state, the actual flow state, is the most efficient human nature. And so, yeah, you know, I understand now. When I was younger, I'd tap into these flow states and I'd tell people, and then my flow state would go, and I'd be like, what the fuck? My flow state isn't here anymore. God damn it. Literally, nature, damn it. Why am I not doing this, nature? Why is it not working? Well, I was identifying it. You know, the flow state has no identity. The flow state is, like I say all the time, to become, you do not identify. To become, you are. It's as simple as that word, is. You are the essence, the collective experience that you can feel and become aware of. That is you, the nature of you. It's not these thoughts, not these things that you think you should be doing to be getting that result. Like, that's control, right? If you want to be harmonious in all of your environments, in any circumstance whatsoever, if you want to be harmonious, you become the essence of it. You become the awareness, you become the observational mechanism, you become the moment, the amness, the is. And that flow state maintains itself. So it's like any situation you can go into and you have a flow state. You have words you can say. You have input to the thing in front of you, right? We are in these spaces around us for a reason, right? You go into your room, your parents are there. Oh, I don't like my parents. Well, if you just shut the fuck up about how you didn't like your parents, maybe you could find that flow state and switch the situation around somehow. Whether it takes their education, whether it takes your education, whether it takes some sort of fundamental break, you know, whatever it is, you can still, in any circumstance, become a flow state, okay? And again, as soon as you identify, that is not the flow state. That's your identity. That's the cleverness of the human mind. The disconnect from the source. The human mind. Not the source flow, but it's the human mind. It's that cleverness. It's the connections of the brain that say, I've seen this, I've done this, maybe I can do this again. And every moment is different. You can't do it again. So perhaps you might have a similar result as one before, but it is not the same. And that sameness that you think that you see, the identity that you've provided, then creates a misdefinition within our mind. And it says that, ooh, we can use this all the time. And then we get into our life later on and we realize, oh shit, it's not working. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Oh my God. Harmony. Harmonious experience. Harmony. The essence of life. That is the nature of human nature, of all of nature, because that's what it is. It's the essence of becoming your pattern within the pattern, becoming you within the pattern, becoming your branch within the fucking pattern, okay? Become your branch, and you will be most efficient and maintain flow states.